what is sale of goods? So friends, from the words itself, it is clear the sale of good is nothing but something which can be sold. Okay, so if we go through as per the legislation like Sale of Goods Act 1930, I would like to inform few things about the how this act has been came into existence, how this act has been implemented. So friends, before 1930, like earlier, this act was the part of Indian Contract Act 1872. If you go through the sections of Indian Contract Act, Chapter 2, why contract of sale is required. So, as we have seen earlier, the sale of good was the part of Indian Contract Act 1872 only. It was contained in Contract Act. But afterwards, the sections related to contract of sale had been repealed, had been removed, and the new act formed about contract of sale. So why this contract of sale has been introduced? Because the need was felt for a separate legislation related to contract of sale. We can see that earlier many sections related to sale were open-ended. Nothing was clear. Suppose what is goods, which is the subject matter of contract. What is good? What can be included? Chapter 3, what is contract of sale? So friends, in the earlier chapter, we have already gone through what forms contract of sale. So here, we are going to look into the detail about these provisions. Usually there is a confusion, usually students get confused about what is contract of sale and what is agreement to sale. So I would like to mention here the contract of sales includes the contract of sale as well as agreement to sale. So whenever the goods has been transferred at the time of contract itself and the payment has been received by the seller, that is the contract of sale. Chapter 4, what includes goods? So friends, goods, as we have seen, goods is nothing but the subject matter of the contract. So it forms very important part of contract of sale. So what can be included in these goods? Can I include a land in the goods? Can I sell my flat in the contract of sale? Or can I sell my godown? Or can I sell my open land? Or can I sell my shop? No friends, I can't say because all these are forms immovable property. For this transaction, for this immovable property, there is a separate legislation, there is a separate act. That's it. That is nothing but Transfer of Property Act. Actually, Transfer of Property Act has not given the specific definition about immovable property. But this says the three things which not included in the immovable property. unpaid seller. So friends, as we have seen, after going through the discussion, what is contract of sale and what is agreement to sale, what are goods, and why this contract of sale came into existence. Now we can turn the rules relating to payment of the goods. When the buyer becomes unpaid, what if the buyer don't pay for the goods he receives? What are the rights the seller has? And when the seller becomes unpaid, what he has to do? So there are the specific provisions when the seller becomes unpaid. Suppose there is a contract of sale, and as per the terms of the contract, the seller immediately transfers his goods and he receives the money in cash. So there is nothing to worry. The transaction, the performance of both the parties has been done. Chapter 6, flow chart. How the contract of sale gets flow. What are the different segments of contract of sale? So there are 5 different segments. The first, the formation of contract. The second one, effects of the contract. The next, performance by the parties. Then next, what happens if there is a breach of contract? And the last one is nothing but the unpaid seller. So friends, after the discussion what is contract of sale and what is agreement to sale, I would like to mention one important point. The contract of sale can be conditional also and can be absolute also. So in case of contract for contingent goods, the contract is always conditional.